Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back to play in this fun little art journal is what I'm calling it, because that seems like a good term for it. So we're going to put it together first, I think, or do I want to back them first? Maybe I'll back them first and then we'll put it together. So how is everybody? I hope that you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing pretty good, just trucking along through my day. As you can see, these edges aren't done, so that I do feel like I want to fix. So let me steal this little wooden thing, whatever it's called, and put on my torn. It's so easy to do that, you know, when you're pulling them off, to pull off a chunk of it. I'm just gonna, and this is Wilted Violet. I don't have it in a spray or anything, but I figured if I got in here and got it dark enough that it would work just fine. So how y'all doing? I hope you're doing good. We're cruising back up to our well over 100-degree temperatures. Hey. It's supposed to be 108 tomorrow, so yeah, it's going to be a roasty toasty one. But I guess that's pretty normal. We're in August. That's just the way it is. Sad but true. It's like in January when it's, you know, below freezing. So put a little more of this right here. I like it when those are the darker purple color. So yeah, I don't have any exciting stories. I know you're all very surprised. Pretty mellow around here, luckily. That's just the way I like it. I like nothing happening. My daughter is starting a podcast called 1-800-SAD-DESIGN. So we were just talking about it. So she's got a Patreon and all that. And she's been working hard on that, her and a friend from her design program at school. So she's excited about that. That's a good thing. My son's just delivering pizzas. Lots of pizzas. He's about getting ready to start school again, so, well, closer to the end of the month, but, so he's trying to make as much money as he can now. He still works while he's going to school, but, you know, you can't work as much. Like, he works weekends mostly when school's going. So, yeah. Other than that, got nothing. Got nothing. Super boring. Okay, we'll spritz these just a touch because I do like the way it got the little spots, you know, from the water. And I know you can't see great, but I'm just using water. I'd rather have messes over on that book than on my board, even though I got the fuzz all over the board. Oh, maybe that isn't. I don't know what that is because I've even cleaned this off with hand sanitizer. So that's not good. I don't know what would stick that well. If you dab it after you spray it, it just picks up, you know, some of the water and leaves you with kind of the little spots and whatnot. So that's why I do that. But it's obviously not necessary because there's tons of times we ink and don't do this. I'm just trying to get sort of that watercolor look about it. All right. I like this off right here. Those are a bit wet. I tried to get all the little things done. Like I even did this little page with some little tabs, you know, trying to think ahead, but there's always something I forget, and this was it. So I'm going to pause, get these all the way dry, and then we'll put the backs on. Okay, they're not 100% dry, but they're good enough. This is just graph paper that I bought at the grocery store. So it's not anything fancy, but it is kind of a cream color, which I like. And since I wanted this for writing, because I was thinking about putting quotes in it, that's what I'm going to do. But you could, of course, put photographs, or, you know, if you wanted to do the art on every page, you know, sketches, then you might want to use a different kind of paper. You can use anything though. Coffee dye, any kind of dye. You could do the dye some paper in these colors. Whatever you want to do. Everybody's mowing. I don't know how they mow when it's, because it's about 2 o'clock. It just gets so hot. Like, we try to do all of ours. Like, we get out there early and we get it done. Because then the rest of the day, you can kind of just stay indoors. But I guess, I know a lot of people love it. So that's the difference, right? And I do prefer heat over cold, I think. I say that now, but then once it's cold, I'll be like, wish it was hot again, right? Yep. I just don't like extremes, I guess, is really what the deal is. And it just seems like that's kind of all we have anymore, is either hot or cold. I just would like a few. I definitely like warm, like 80s, that kind of thing. Don't even mind some low 90s. It's just when it gets beyond that. 108 is a little more than I can stand, so I will be either going up to the mountains or staying in the house tomorrow. Going up to the mountains is always a fabulous idea. I'm going to kind of just rough up this where it's hanging off and let it be. Might even do a little bit of this on. So this is going to be my cover piece. And then I want this one going this way. You see, that's how I want it. So we'll put some of these on there. I mean, technically you don't even have to cover these at all. If you wanted to just watercolor them a little bit on this side, I could even leave it like that if I wanted to. I just think it looks a little more finished. But, you know, obviously you can do it however. It's your little journal. And these are super simple. These would be fun to do. You could do them Christmassy or whatever holiday, and put them in stockings or give them as little gifts to friends or coworkers or whatever. Teacher's gift. It would be fun if you had like some photos of your kid's teacher, like say from a field trip or, you know, something like that. You could add a couple of those with the kids, kind of thing. Would be fun. Grandkids. A little brag book if you got a new baby. Speaking of that, that's something. My great nephew just turned 6 months old, if you guys can believe that. You know, last year at this time I was freaking out because she was in preterm labor and all of those things. Oh, it was scary. So yeah, very happy. He's doing awesome. Just started sitting up on his own. He's fantastic. So he's doing great. And then these ones, I'm going to have one flip up and one flip out. So I think I'll have the flip up one be here. I'm going to cover this back, and then we'll do like some kind of hinge. Oh, I forgot to get the seam binding I was going to use to close it out. I was going to put a little eyelet in it. Well, let me get this part done and then I'll think about that. Let's do it this way. These are a little bit smaller. Probably should tear a little bit more off of that. I just did them all the same size and didn't even think about this part. These are just a tiny bit smaller. It's fine. Tear it down a little bit too. Ugh. That one's a little bit bigger. I guess they're all a little bit different just because however you tear it, you know what I mean? Changes the size. We'll put, is that the top? Yeah, that is the top. So let me just take a tiny bit off of that. Yeah, these would be great little gifts to give. And it could easily go into a purse if you wanted to like put phone numbers in it, just that you use. I mean, nobody does that anymore because phones, but you know, if for some reason you do like that, then I'm trying to figure out which way I want this. I think it goes this way. I think I'll put it on this one. I hope it's not going to be... I might just have to have it come out just a skosh bit, like, just because of the tearing, like I said. So what I'm going to do to hinge these is use this, it's 2 layers of the Amazon packaging, the brown paper packaging that comes in boxes with items. I just glued them together already. I actually did that before I even knew I was going to do this, because it's good paper to just use. You can make pockets out of it, all sorts of things. And I think I'll put it on the back. This is the... You need to pay attention to what you're doing, Amy. Stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just put these side by side because this one is a little bit bigger. And I'm going to use the purple. The smoke has gotten a lot better, so I think some of the fires that were in Oregon, I know when I last checked they were over 50% contained. So they're probably on their way out, but I know California, I don't know when they're going to get all that mess put out. And it's a mess. But anyway, so praying for all those people, because my goodness, every year. I saw it coming apart. There it is. I'm like, that's not good. We don't want that. Oh, this thing I forgot to clean out today. Oh, good, it's working. Miracle of miracles. Huh? Okay. And you can do these as fancy or not fancy as you like. You could make them, you know, stamp them too, and do the, if you do all your bits when you're making it, if you're smarter than I am, then they would be all colorful and fun too, right? So, okay, the thing I need to think about is this needs to be able to open. So, I'm wondering if it's going to be a problem, is what I'm thinking. I think it will just make it barely. Barely. So the biggest thing you have to do is lay it down and not let these edges touch or overlap, because then you won't be able to open and close it. So, well, you'll be able to close it, but you won't be able to fully open it. So that's what you're trying to be careful of. And you got to watch, because they're not, what do you call that? It's not a straight edge. So you want to make sure you give a little gap. So when I close, oh, see, it's way overlapping now. But it kind of needs that space. So what I'm going to have to do is cut this edge, which I don't want to do, but it's too long. I'm using my torn edge here. So hopefully it will close now. Okay. So that's, you just got to make sure. You always got to make sure that these things okay. That works. And then the other one, I think I'll put here on this one to flip up. I kind of like, you can see the brown there peeking out. Try not to overanalyze, because this is meant to be fun. I know, because I struggle with that, and I think, oh, that isn't exactly like it should be, or whatever. Just try to let it go. Because the jankiness is kind of what makes it interesting. Embrace the imperfection, right? Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here, just kind of, I'm going to close this first. Gotta turn it this way to be able to see what I'm doing. And it's the same thing. You got to make sure, if you want it to lay flat when it opens, try not to, like if I put it in here and do this, it's not gonna open flat like that. Even though you think it will, it won't. So try to, and then think about where it's closing too. So many things to think about. Turn it this way again. Oops. I moved it. And then this one will close down like that, and it is going over a little. I am going to push it up a little bit more. We'll at least cover the glue. And try not to come in over that. Hopefully it'll still. Yep, it will. Okay. So you're going to be able to see some of those janky edges, but I don't care, I like that. And then we're going to stitch this in using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So let's do that. I have just a piece of waxed thread in black that I'm going to use. And this one, we don't have to get all stressed about clips and all that. You can clip it if you want. Oh, you know it might be good though. Try to get it up right side up. If you have a right side or a wrong side. You could clip it. It's just, you don't have to get super crazy because you don't have a whole bunch of pages that you're trying to line up like you do when you do like a full-size journal. We're just going eyeball in the middle, maybe. The problem is you have to have hands that will actually do that. I'm always envious because I see people do stuff like this and they just pop right through and I'm like fighting it and constantly taking things to my husband to open. He's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I know, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I wasn't always so helpless. And then, so you come up from the top, or through the top, wherever, and then through the bottom, and then back through the middle. And this wax thread is very grabby. That's why I don't use it all the time. Like, it gets kind of caught, and a lot of times when you try to go back through it, you poke holes in the floss itself, and that doesn't work. So I don't use it very often, but it's great for little things. I just won't use it in big journals. I struggle enough. I don't need another thing to struggle with. Okay, so just like that. And then I like to put a dab of glue on my knot. You don't have to do that. There's nothing that says that. It's just what I like to do. And then trim them. You can have them hang out if you want to put some charms. I don't know. I'll see if I have any. I don't know if I have anything that'll work. I'm not a big, like I've said before, jewelry charm person or any of that. So, but we'll see what we got. All right. So did I get this? Yes. No, I got it upside down still, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I did. I put it in upside down, you guys. Oh, well, it's upside down. That's the... No, I put this wrong. Oh my goodness, y'all. My postage stamp is now upside down. And that was supposed to be the front. And I can't just undo it and flip it around because, yeah, I put those on already. All right, well, it is what it is. I'm not selling this one. This is just make for the fun of it kind of thing. So I'm not going to stress about it. All right, so yes, check and make sure you get them all right side up, as I mentioned, and I still did it. So in the Somerset Studio Magazine, there's little like tabs, and so I wanted to do something like that, and I'm just going to staple mine on. Then, you know, you can lift that up And we need to do something to the back of that, I think. Let's do some of the purple. I can't believe I did that, y'all. Well, I can, but I wish I didn't. Oh my gosh. I wish I would not have. How's that? If I could speak. What do we want else? Let's do a little bit of this pencil, like watercolor pencil. That'll help. And then when it's dry, we could stamp it or something like that. And then this one, maybe we'll put a tab at the top. How does that sound? And it's kind of good if you can do them in a little bit different color. I think I'm going to have it that way. Just so that you can see them. You know, they look interesting than if they're the exact same color as the rest of the page. So it goes like that. Well, let's do the same thing to this. And just a squirt of water in that watercolor pencil. But you could use Stabilo All or whatever in the world you want. Okay. So now we need to decorate it up, especially since I messed up the front. I was going to do something different than what I'm probably going to end up doing. But I have my little... I think what I'll do is put a different stamp there, because the rest isn't that big of a deal. It's just the stamp. Not that it has to be right side up, but... I really like the guy jumping the hurdle. The hurdle, that's what they're called. Yesterday, I could not remember the hurdle part. Maybe I'll just do something like that and not worry. Oh, no, it is this way. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put it upside down and then I'll just have two stamps upside down. Because of the Olympics, I was like, that's kind of fun, but so much for that. That is the awesome part. You can fix just about anything with junk journaling or art journaling or mixed media or whatever, because you can put stuff over other things, and yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay, so that's my new stamp, and the rest doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use one of these. These are my new, what did I call them? Dried flower laser cutouts. So I've got a few different ones in here. I'm just about, I need to cut my, I only cut myself a few. That way or that way. I think I like that one because I kind of want something a little wide-ish. And then we'll just cut a little off the bottom and not worry about that. Because it doesn't matter. You'll never miss it. Oh, yeah. The nice part about these black ones, because you can't see any of the singeing that sometimes happens, because the laser, like I've mentioned before, is basically, well, not basically, it is fire. So it's fire cutting out the paper. So sometimes you get little tiny singe marks on the white paper. But on the black, you don't notice it. So you can flip-flop them any way you want. Of course, if you're going to ink it or do anything like that, the singe marks aren't going to make a bit of difference. So note to self, always check the direction of your paper. And I know that, but I gotta do it every once in a while just to remind myself. Because that is just the way it is. Oh, I have this little purple butterfly. I think this is from Joey Cardmaker. From his last mashup that he did. it was purple. This month is pink. And I can't believe it's already a month. And I have no idea what I'm going to do. But figure that out eventually. Carol and I are going to start our grungy journals on Tuesday because Monday is the 50 stack challenge. So if you would like to join into that, tune in on Tuesday and see what we're both up to. Her video goes out before mine because she's in England and I am all the way in the United States in Idaho. So time zones are a bit different. But that is the plan. And then she's going away quite a bit. She's got a bunch of plans, but we'll figure it all out. Whenever she's here to post the video, we will all be gladly watching, right? Because she's does such cool stuff. Thanks, Joey, for the butterfly. All right. So there's that. Oh, I know. I wanted to put a little saying or something. Let's do good things are going to happen. That sounds happy and wonderful and hopefully true. I'm ready for some good things to happen. Don't fit here. Maybe right there. I'm going to use a little bit of that blue. So I'm just going to do a little spritzy. Oh, I forgot that once. The butterfly is a digital. And then you could take, and I'm just giving examples of things you could do. You could do lots of things different than what I'm doing. Oh, come now, you little Sharpie. Sharpies don't like anything to be wet at all, or they will just stop working. Because this is a brand new one. Oh, you little stink bug. Little stink bug is what I have to say about that. And I did it again. It drove me crazy when I, at our church, I used to do the posters we had this bowling competition. And did some pretty cool posters. But anyways, Sharpies. Sometimes they don't like the kind of paper, especially poster paper. I don't know if it's because it's so slick. They just won't work. They're very persnickety. I mean, I barely touch that to anything wet. Now it's just not going to work. Just want some lines right there. All right, well, I guess I'm not going to get it. Anyways, just so you can see. So that's fun. And I'm going to punch a hole. It'll probably just be here and put a tie through, I think, is what I will do. But I'm not going to worry about it right now because we've got other things to do. I think these kind of black, all black silhouette things are good. I don't know if they'll fit very well is the only problem because they're a little bit tall. But I think you could just kind of clip her feet off and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Just round it again. And these are also in the shop. They're abstract silhouettes. You could use cutouts though, like you could take family photos, family dog, whatever, cut out the dog, like fussy cut it out of the photo and put it on these. I mean, not just the dog, you could do anybody, that's just an example. You're like, why just the dog? I don't know, it's just what I came up with. That's these abstract things I like to use. With all the color, because normally we do a lot of darker backgrounds. No, this is going to look more like snow than rain, but it's fine. This is my little Posca pen. I mean, I feel like you don't want to totally cover that background because, I mean, a lot of backgrounds we do cover. I know I am guilty, but for these, I think I would want to see a lot of it. You could do some other doodles if you wanted to with the white, because it shows up so well. But like I said, I think I'm going to just use it for quotes. So I don't know what I want to do on these other ones. Oh, I know another one I could use. Hold on just a second. I could use my angels. I do like that one. Out of limitations comes creativity. I think we'll do those too on that page. Glue. Could do Tim Holtz paper dolls. Just trying to think of things you might have, you know. Just whatever you have and you like. Flowers, garden pictures. Let's go more in the middle. Bible quotes could go in here. That would be cool. Or Bible verses, not quotes. Sorry. These would be a fantastic thing to do if you're just starting, like with mixed media or journal making or whatever, because really all you need is maybe a little watercolor paper or a thicker paper. Watercolors, and like I said yesterday, if all you've got is, you know, Crayola watercolors, use them. And just little bits of paper. And you could make a really cool little book of quotes or whatever. I like this blue better on these. Those were, oh, nice. Our extra little piece of that stuff. I think I want. Let's actually do this. I'm not liking the way that pencil went on that one. So this is vintage photo. Okay, not my favorite, but it's okay. I'll let it dry and then I'll probably go around it again with a Sharpie. I'm not even attempting that again. You guys will be ready to choke me out if I mess with that again. On this one, what do I want? I'll do another flower. That's a good one. Today is a good day to smile. Be the reason someone smiles. That's a good one. Love the life you live. Live the life you love. I think I'm going to do that instead of anything else because I like the page. I do love quotes. I love writing quotes down. That's always been kind of one of my favorite things because, like I said, I don't write in journals. That's why I don't keep them. Because it's, I just don't do it. Yeah. Those don't react well. They were cheap stickers. They're not real happy with with the water thing. So I'll have to come back and fix that, but that's okay. That is okay. I might have something fun in here, I don't know. Something random. Oh, you know what this would be good for too? You know those Tim Holtz, the pieces that are all black and white? Those would be really good in this kind of thing as well. I just don't have anything in there that I want to use. I think I really just kind of like it the way it is because I don't want to cover up all the cool texture and stuff. All right. So this is my take on this little pocket journal, or whatever you want to call it, but that's actually not a bad amount of writing space on there. Could take this. Basically the same idea as with the Sharpie. This is something you could continually work on if you made one. Just do the basic pages and then go in and just do a little art journaling, because sometimes I know, at least I feel that way, I get a little overwhelmed with all the other stuff I do, and so I don't art journal. Because I'm like, that's just another thing to plan out a whole layout and do all that. So maybe something like this would be good to just doodle and play around on, add things to. And I'm barely touching the paper, and you can probably tell because I'm not, it's not a full line. There's dots and stuff, so it's not. I don't know what my phone just did. That was weird. Just kind of going around the pages, whatever. Yeah, so just play. It's just fun. Fun little book to play with. So thank you to Somerset Studio Magazine and Cher, her name was, I don't remember, Salvatore. Very fun. Love it. So that is my take. I hope you guys make something, even if you do, bummer, oh well. Even if you do like one of the little pages, like these little pages, and turn it into a greeting card. That would be really cool even. So you don't have to do the whole book if you don't want to do the whole book. That is just not going to work. Stinking Sharpies. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Love ya. Bye.